guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. So I just want to do a quick video talking about two movies I just saw in the past 2 days. How I learn about movies sometimes is on Facebook. I'm in like a couple horror fan pages or whatever, or friends will post things and I'll see something pop up. And usually, and this sounds kind of dumb, but it sort of reminds me of like the 80s when you would go to a rental store. You'll see a cover and you'll say, oh, that's really cool looking. Usually the video game or the movie has nothing to do with the cover, especially if you played Nintendo games or Atari games where the graphics were fairly simplistic compared to what the cover looked like. So, that being said, this picture popped up once or twice that I saw called The Video Dead. And I thought the cover was pretty cool. It had like a zombie on it coming through a television. The artwork was, interesting, and I thought it was pretty well done. So I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I spoke to a couple horror friends, and they said they enjoyed it. So I look it up online. It comes in a Blu-ray 2-pack, which I love Blu-ray packs, like that have like a bunch of like crazy horror movies or a bunch. I know usually that the quality's downgraded, maybe visually or audio-wise, but usually the audio part doesn't bother me. I'd rather it be a little more visually substantial. So I see it for $11, I think, on Amazon, like 11 and change, and I'm like, that's not bad, but I want to see it first, because I tend now, especially because my collection's big and I sort of am out of room. So if I want to buy something, I usually get rid of something to sort of make up for the room. Sorry about the sun, guys. So can't really help that, huh? So I check it out online, and I also was now looking at the movie that it came with, called TerrorVision. I read some little reviews and, see some pictures or whatever. Alright. TerrorVision I ended up watching first, just because it wasn't the one I was really looking forward to. So, I watched that. Today is Friday, so yes, it was Thursday, so I watched that Wednesday. I worked out. I had about an hour and a half to kill. I threw it on. It was actually kind of funny. It's a movie where this alien, blob thing that has like crab hands gets let out on to Earth through the television, I think, if I remember correctly, even though it's only been 2 days. Sometimes I pay attention, sometimes I kind of zone out. So it gets into these people's house, and through a satellite dish, that's what it was through the satellite, so it goes into the TV and comes out. And this other alien now is popping up on TV trying to warn the humans and the Earth that there's this eater type thing that just eats everything and keeps going, and the more it eats, the stronger it gets. But the TV's on mute after the first alien comes through, so they tend to not listen to the second alien telling them what the deal is. So the movie's sort of it's very, very 80s. Everything is very cheesy and goofy and over the top. The characters are... It's like a family, so there's like a gung-ho kind of military grandpa. There's a gung-ho military type kid who seems to have sort of nervous type issues. Diane Franklin is the daughter, who I've always been a fan of, the actress. And she's I've never seen her in a role like this. She's very ditzy and has dyed hair and stuff like that. And the boyfriend of Diane Franklin is Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, or the werewolf. He's the werewolf from Monster Squad. So there's this whole family, and you'll recognize the father, maybe the mother. They have this sort of eating Raoul type of dynamic where the parents are swingers. So that always turns me off. I actually get very, very bothered by people that are like that in general. My friend Tom at the tattoo shop always laughs at me because he'll be tattooing someone, and swingers tend to tell you too much information. So we'll be sitting there, and they'll go on a rant about what they do or who they do it with, or they're very, very open, and obviously, and it just really disgusts me. So I tend to usually walk away because I start getting angry that people like this exist. It's just a moral thing. It really bothers me. So anyhow, the parents are swingers, and they're bringing people over, and they're very nonchalant about it. Oh, yeah, we're swinging tonight, guys. And they bring these other people over, and, the kids all know about it. It's, very weird family dynamic. and this alien comes out and like wreaks havoc, starts eating people. It's pretty funny. I thought it was filmed pretty well. I thought some of the humor was, goofy but fun. And I really liked the special effects on the aliens and just the setting. I thought like the whole 80s setting was cool because I think the movie's from, is it from 86? It's from the 80s. I just don't recall which year. So I thought TerrorVision was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I didn't like love it. It wasn't like, oh man, I gotta go out and buy this. But I was pleasantly surprised. That was on Amazon Prime, by the way, that I was able to watch TerrorVision. I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, cool. I wonder how the Video Dead is going to be. Everyone talks about this one more, so it's probably better. It wasn't, at least for me. The Video Dead I watched last night, and it's definitely lower budget. It doesn't look nearly as good in the terms of quality of it being filmed, or like the angles and the shots. The story and like the actors weren't as good. It's about this TV that gets delivered to this guy's house, and these zombies. There's like a zombie show on, and these zombies come out of the television and start killing everyone. And I think they find out the only way you can stop the zombies is like locking them in a room, and they start eating each other, or like some crap like that. They start going so frantic they eat each other and they die or whatever. So they just these little ways, and this kid is with this guy who knows all about it, and they're trying to stop the zombies by using the kid as bait and then killing the zombies that come to attack them. And it was just all right. And I think the premise was interesting. I think if they were to do something like this now, you'd be like, that's an interesting idea. But I think the tone was a touch more serious than TerrorVision, so they tried a little harder, and it kind of fell flat. As I said, I felt like a lot of the angles and the shots and the acting was definitely low budget. You could feel it and see it, where I thought TerrorVision took it up a notch way more than I thought it would. It was okay. The end of the movie is probably the best part in terms of the story. And the zombie makeup was cool. I liked the way they did the zombies. It sort of reminded me of something like Corpse Killer on the Sega CD, but blue. Oh my God, the sun's hit me right in the eye. So yeah, those are my kind of opinions on those two films. I thought both were decent, like B schlocky horror with some like goofy sci-fi type crap thrown in. But I would definitely recommend TerrorVision over Video Dead. Yeah, I mean, for $10, it's not a bad deal, or whatever, $10, $11 on Blu-ray, but it's not something I'm going to buy now that I've seen them. They're not movies I would like come back to and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch, where like some movies, obviously I do that with, and those are the ones I purchase. What B movies do you guys like that maybe I haven't heard of? Because I'm always looking for new movies, horror and sci-fi and stuff. So if there's anything out there that you guys like that went under the radar, let me know. And that's it. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.